so pissed. These guys can't kill him. Alright. We did it! People died a lot, but we did it. They were strong. For Bjork. Does the Senate held back its elite forces? No. I knew a few of them by face. Some of these soldiers were new recruits. I can't imagine how they could have fought against us so fiercely. Simple. They were protected by Ashira. I sent a message to Micaiah about the impending attack, then returned here as fast as I could. Ashira freed the petrified soldiers who would pledge loyalty to her. By themselves, they weren't a threat to skin puppets as strong as you, so she blessed their armor and weapons. Skin puppets. That's a nice one. How does this game work? The best thing I can tell you is, like, have you played any other, like, role-playing games, RPGs? Or, like, Dungeons and Dragons, who our mutual friend likes? So basically, your characters, and I can't show them to you right now because we're on a dialogue screen. Your characters have different stats for things like strength and defense and magic and all kinds of stuff like that. They get certain amounts that they can move, and then basically the computer sort of rolls the dice, and you know, you get certain things that multiply out how the attacks work. So, you know, somebody's attack plus whatever they got from the computer, it'll show you before you attack what that attack's going to look like on somebody. And it's pretty darn accurate as far as that. But the best I can say is I would ask her for an explanation on D&D, and that will give you a really good explanation for how this game works, because they have the same type of general idea, if that helps. I'm going to go ahead and read the dialogue real quick, so we can get past the insult of skin puppets. Now they are worthy to be her true disciples, and their power will be stronger as we get closer to her. The battle will only get more difficult from here, and you guys have heard me say that over and over again. It's only going to get worse every battle. Their weapons and armor are blessed by the goddess herself. Is that similar to the Black Knight's armor? Or Ike's sword, Ragnell? It's the same idea, yes. The disciples' blessings were much weaker because there were a lot of them. You don't even have to, like, purchase it. If you tried to purchase this game, it would cost you a small fortune. I am lucky I have people who do the tech stuff for me in my house. But you can get an emulator. That's how I play this game, is through an emulator. And I didn't have to pay. Because, like, when I first bought the game, when it came out ages ago, you know, it might have been, at the time, $40, give or take. If you try to buy this for a console or any game right now, it would cost you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, because these games are very expensive and they're very difficult to find. And they didn't make a whole lot of them to begin with, is my understanding either. So yeah, I would look into an emulator. I can get you information on that if you want to DM me, or I can give the information to Thorn and stuff. That's the best way to do it. So let's see, Yune is speaking through Micaiah right now. Still, it makes them a lot more powerful than they originally were. I'd like to bless you all with protection, And by the way, Oceanic, this is the second game. The first game I've already streamed is Radiant Dawn, or not Radiant Dawn, Path of Radiance. This is Radiant Dawn. This is the next game. So if you are interested in it, I mean, it's one of those, do you want to watch it to see what the game's like before you play the first one, or do you want to let it be a surprise and know that like a lot of what you're seeing right now would be like spoilers for that game? Plus this game is a lot harder than that game. So I would highly recommend Path of Radiance first, and then Radiant Dawn after that, which is the way they're meant to be played. I'd like to bless you all with protection too, but I haven't been awake long enough to wield that kind of power. Sorry about that. Ah, that was how they were able to stand against us. Poor souls. When they were turned back from stone, they probably thought they were the chosen ones or something. No one is good enough for her, though. When she's done using them against us, they'll all be stone creatures again. Micaiah, there you are. Oh, it's her shadow again. I should go. All right, everyone. I'll see you later. Good luck. Micaiah? What? Hey, glad to have you back. We should tell the other teams what happened here. Huh? I'm going back to sleep. I just like being awakened so early in the morning, even if it is for battle. Good old Scrimere. Yeah, I think you'd really, if you like this game, you'll really like that game. And we're working with so many characters and so many armies in this game. In that game, we have primarily the same army, and we get some extra people. So it's kind of interesting. And I have an attachment to the group that we're not with because they're from that game. Sothe, with the green hair, is from that game as well. Micaiah's new. Yune was here again? I don't like that she keeps taking over your body. She should stick to being that stupid bird. Please don't say mean things about her. She's like an older sister to me. Your older sister is a dark god? I finally understand now. Remember the voice that used to warn me about impending danger? That was Yune's voice. I finally realized it this morning. Even as she slept, she watched over us. Yune loves Bjork and Laguz with all her heart. I can feel it when she speaks through me. Then why do people call her the Dark God? I don't know, but she doesn't like that name. It hurts her when you call her that. Sorry, I won't call her that again. You mean it? Then I forgive you. Hey, is that you, Yune? Sorry, I won't call her that again. Why can't you be that nice with me? To be honest, it makes me a little jealous. But that's alright, I guess. I know that Micaiah needs you. That's why I can't let you die. Here, come closer to me. Oh, yay. Hey, what are you doing? Don't be so jumpy. I'm giving you the power to protect Micaiah. Class change. There are places in this game that only certain events will trigger a class change. Sothe has been sitting at that class change since I put a bunch of points into him. And now we're finally getting it. Yay! He's a Whisper, level 1. And stat increases, yay! And those, Oceanic, would be the stats that I was talking about. That they the computer uses its RNG to mathematically calculate who's gonna get what attacks against everybody else. That's the simplest way I can put it. But those are the stats. Everybody has 8 of them. Wow, amazing. I feel incredible. Like I could arm wrestle Scrimere. Good. Always stay by Micaiah's side. Yune? No, it's me again. Disappointed? Never. But I do wish she had at least let me thank her. It just would have embarrassed her. You know, you two are very much alike. You're both very stubborn. I'm just teasing you, Sothe. Anyway, did you hear what the enemy said before the battle? Yeah, they called out Lacane by name. No mistake about it. That means he's still alive, and probably not petrified, since they said he was their leader. I suppose we'll run across him once we get closer to the tower. That'll be our big chance. Right, we must break the blood pact, no matter what it takes. Of course, our first goal is to save everyone from the goddess's judgment. But we have to break the pact while they're all stone. If we don't, we may save the world, but still lose day in. We seem to have missed our chance to speak with her. What a remarkable girl. Lady Micaiah can hear the voice of the goddess Yune and learning of impending danger. She is much like you, Empress Sanaki. Let us head back. Are you sure? You said before that it was imperative you speak with Lady Micaiah. It's not important. Forget it. Empress.